Greetings DCI cohort. Today I'm here with you to share my reflections and observations on a paper written by sociologist Richard Swedberg. The paper, titled The Cultural Entrepreneur and the Creative Industries, beginning in Vienna, was originally delivered as a keynote address at the 2006 conference of the Association for Cultural Economics International, held in Vienna, and subsequently published in the Journal of Cultural Economics, December 2006, Volume 30, Issue number 4. The paper opens by defining cultural entrepreneurship as being situated at the intersection of the following three topics: entrepreneurship, art, and economy. Swedberg tells us that the aim of the paper, while acknowledging Schumpeter's contribution, is to present, to quote, the possible contribution that the works of Max Weber, Emil Durkheim, and Georg Simmel can make to our understanding of the creative industries and cultural entrepreneurship. I will briefly identify key aspects of the work by each of these scholars with a particular resonance or dissonance to my current research. Joseph Schumpeter, 1883 to 1950. A critical and personally inspiring point is, to quote, Schumpeter repeatedly refers to the entrepreneur as a man of action, to underscore the fact that what characterizes the entrepreneur is action, not ideas. Schumpeter references the work of, to quote, the classics in economics, and describes the 5 factors central to economic development. 1, an increase in population. 2, a rise in capital. 3, new technology. 4, new forms of organisation. And 5, new consumer wants. Max Weber, 1864 to 1920. Of note is Weber's assertion, to quote, art has inherited the capacity of religion to supply meaning to human existence. Art is seen as something that can save people from the meaninglessness of living in a capitalist and bureaucratic world. Emil Durkheim, 1858 to 1917, is one of the pioneers of economic sociology. He wrote of the phenomenon of collective effervescence, to quote, for a society to exist, people have to regularly come together and associate with one another. This is something they also want to do, since it warms their hearts and souls. Georg Simmel, 1858 to 1918, is best known for his 1908 publication, The Philosophy of Money, where he grappled with the relationship of culture to the economy. His work is of note as he was a first in including design into the discourse on culture and entrepreneurship. In his conclusion, Swedberg makes an important point on the creative industries and the tension between the spheres of art and economic. To quote, the creative industries have to develop a very special set of organisational mechanisms and procedures to relate these two worlds to one another. He additionally asserts, to quote, that we are in the presence of larger questions than those that most academic disciplines try to address. Overall, the paper provided a rich historical and contextual insight into the developmental discourse the creative industries and cultural entrepreneurism faces in regard to the monocultural hegemonic position that much of the creative industries academics hold to, including the limited acceptance of culture as more than art. The paper is important for me as it introduced me to some significant and foundational thinkers in the field that I'm seeking to position my research. It's inspiring to me for my research as it positions my thinking into a greater body of work and historical context, an important context for me to acknowledge and graciously move away from. And lastly, it affirms me in the challenge to myself to continue working the multidisciplinary model that I have initiated, and to further seek and privilege the voices, understandings and insights of Indigenous, regional and other voices into the Academy. Thank you.